Hello to all you StAUSCC fans, and welcome to this special episode with myself, Haino, and our opening bowler, Dan. In this lockdown special podcast, we're going to be looking at our forthcoming T20 series against Callander. Now, Dan, you've got the results, I believe, of Callander's previous T20 matches. How have they got on?
Cheers, Al. Yeah, they've played 4 T20 games so far. And to be honest with you, they've been some pretty exciting matches and a bit of a run fest. Now, they opened up their kind of T20 career with a trip to Perth, and it was an impressive one at that, with a win by 8 runs. Now, returning home, they faced up against the Scottish national side, and this has been their least impressive performance to date, with a defeat by 7 wickets with 9 balls to spare, so the Scots were always in control of the game. Perth then repaid the favour to Callander, and this time again, Callander came out on the wrong side of that game, with Perth winning by 4 runs. But last week, they returned to winning ways with a game against Perth Dukop, where they won by 6 runs, having amassed an impressive 191 for 3 in the first innings. So I think if there's anything to take from their results so far, is that they're a very strong batting lineup. And I believe you've got some scouts reports on some of their players that have been compiled, have you not, Alex?
I do indeed, and they don't make pretty reading for us bowlers, that's for sure. So first of all, let's have a look at their wicketkeeper, McGeehee. He scored 189 runs from 109 with an average of 63. Granted, his average is slightly skewed by the 110 off of 60 balls, but nevertheless, he's a big hitter who can do some serious damage. Let's move on to now Kyle Allen, who's a bowling all-rounder. He's showing glimpses of ability with the bat. High score is 21 off 10, and his only other score is 2 off 3. So it's a very small sample size. But nevertheless, he's a potent leg spinner, which is going to cause our side a lot of trouble. 7 wickets at 15 at an economy rate of 7. We know how our top batsman, Les, he has a lot of trouble with leg spin, frequently referring to how he has no plan B when facing a ball that's moving away from him. Now, Allen's figures speak for themselves as well. 3 for 21, 1 for 24, 1 for 38, and 2 for 22. Pretty ominous, if you ask me. Then we're going to have a quick look at their skipper, Jack Mould. He's a top order batsman. He opens or bats at 3. He bowls 2 to 3 overs a game, and he's managed to get the prize scalp of Kyle Kurtzer out. He's got 5 wickets at an average of 21.2, economy rate of 9.64. Figures are 2 for 32, 1 for 17, 1 for 38, and 1 for 19. He scored 102 runs off of 69 balls, an average of 25.5. 23 off of 13, 20 off of 16, and 15 off 12. And Dan, I can see you having a real battle with this guy.
Yeah, thanks, Al. I think it'd be worth now looking at some of the key matchups that are likely to take place during the game, and you've named one already. Now, given Callander's tendency to bat first and St Andrews' tendency to bowl first, it's almost certain that the tone of the match will be set at the top of the order for Callander. Now, as you've said, Mould is a very talented batsman, and he'll be coming up against myself. Now, I have to be honest, I've been pretty disappointed with my virtual self's performance on the cricket field, especially with my propensity to get chipped over cover. But we'll see how it goes. You know, maybe I might turn it around for once and set the tone for us boys at the top. But, you know, I'm backing Mould if I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think the next key matchup that we ought to have a look at is the one you've already alluded to in the Scouts report, and that's Allen versus Earnshaw. Now, Leslie Earnshaw is one of our most consistent batsmen, obviously recently capped by the Hong Kong national team too, and just a genuine all-round champ. Now, Leslie is our number 3 and kind of the key beating heart of that batting lineup. He's not the most destructive, but as you already cited in the game against Perth, he scored 60 runs when none of the other batsmen put their hand up. So he's going to have a pretty important role in anchoring the innings. But his weakness is leg spin, and Allen is their most potent bowler. So if Les can get through Allen's spell unscathed, we can see him anchoring St Andrews towards a famous win. However, if Allen gets on top of him, it could lead to a collapse in a sometimes brittle St Andrews batting lineup. Now, the final matchup we ought to think about is the 2 big hitters of the side, Crooks and McGeehee. They both do love hitting a boundary, and their batting techniques can be described as more agricultural than aesthetic. But these are the two kind of standout players that could turn the game for either side. If one of them gets hold of the ball, I think we could see them almost single-handedly winning the game for their team. But that's it for the matchups. Do you have any final words, Alex, before we finish this very special episode?
I know, well, it certainly promises to be an enthralling encounter. We really look forward to welcoming Callander to C1 later in the summer. So from Dan and from myself, thank you for watching this. We look forward to seeing you soon, and we hope that we come out on top against Callander. See you guys soon.